Die Aufgabe wird nicht leicht werden für Jordi Meeuwisse, denn jetzt wartet ein Doppelweltmeister, der von 2011 und 2012. Der Mann hat die UK Open gewinnen können, er hat die European Darts Championship gewinnen können. Und jetzt kommt er auch tatsächlich hier aus den Katakomben heraus. Ladies and Gentlemen, aus Stoke-on-Trent, Jackpot Adrian Lewis!
As he loses his throw in the first leg, these tournaments are really, really important for players trying to climb the rankings and get back into the top 16.
Well, that's it. If he wants to genuinely be climbing the rankings, the best thing to do is to make sure you get to all the TV tournaments. And that includes playing the European circuit, getting to the European Championship, and potentially win yourself 100 grand, winning the thing, which he's done before. But then he's also a former champion who's not even turned up to enough Euro tours to qualify in subsequent years.
45.
Meeuwisse is a former Euro Tour quarter-finalist back in 2016 at the International Darts Open. He did have a bye along the way then. It's Daryl Gurney who had withdrawn through injury. And then he beat in the last 16 another player who had a bye because Michael van Gerwen had withdrawn. That was Ryan Meikle.
Yeah, so the two seeded players in that section of the draw both withdrew, and it was a shootout between Meeuwisse and Ryan Meikle. Meeuwisse coming out on top of that one.
But he had already beaten Brendan Dolan by then. It was Mensur Suljovic who went on to win that tournament that ended his run.
Yeah, Mensur's first PDC title.
But he only held his tour card for the 2 years. Looked to threaten
134.
the big 170 checkout.
122.
This would hurt. Oh, it looked good that first start, didn't it? You thought you might be able to follow it into the 54, but double 18 for Adrian Lewis to hit straight back. That's exactly what he does. 13 darter. Jackpot comes to the party in Munich.
His interview on stage with Elmar after he won his opening match last Friday was really the first time that we've heard from Adrian Lewis since his World Championship defeat, because players generally only get interviewed after Premier League nights. He's not in that anymore after winning a Pro Tour event, which he hasn't done. What did you make of his comments suggesting that maybe they should have been, I think what he was getting at, maybe some kind of protected ranking system or something?
Oh, look, I mean, there are plenty of people who've weighed in with their two penneth about how the ranking system works. I've heard plenty of people complain saying this 2-year ranking system is silly anyway. What's the point in having anything from 2 years ago contributing to where you are in the world? It's supposed to be reflecting the best players in the world right now. Well, the whole point about the 2-year ranking system is if you do have a problem, you know, extraneous circumstances, injuries, problems at home, anything, then you've got that buffer. The problem is, Adrian had missed a load of ranking tournaments, and he'd always had that thing where I can play those ones down the line. And when something did happen, he was injured, missed a lot of time out. When he was back and playing, he wasn't fully fit. He had problems at home. You know, his wife's very ill when they were having another child. And everybody's got sympathy for him in those situations. But ultimately, over the whole 2 years, there were plenty of opportunities to earn enough money to be up there in the ranking. Once again, threatening
125.
the big one, but unable to take it out.
116.
Well, 2 breaks of throw already in this match. Double top would make it 3.
Game shot on the third leg. Jordi Meeuwisse. Ball leg to Jordi to throw first. Game on.
Oh, difficult one to call right now, isn't it?
Certainly is. Have met twice before, this pair. First time, both in 2016. For the first time they met, Adrian Lewis romped to a 6-0 win. The next time they met, just a month later, Jordi did rather better. Got back. He got 5 legs
120.
from Jackpot.
Adrian Lewis has thrown 3 darts in almost exactly the same place there. One of them was spat out by the board, and he's just filled the same hole up with his 3rd dart.
60.
Makes this game look ridiculously easy, Adrian Lewis.
He does at times, and at times this year he has been playing
180.
the kind of dart, particularly on the floor, but he was playing 3-4 years ago.
94.
Amazing to think that it was, what now, 6 years since he won his 2nd World Championship title.
134.
Well, he had a 4-year spell, didn't he, where he went World Championship, European Championship, and UK Open, picking up those 4 massive titles in consecutive years. And you just expected every year that Adrian Lewis would be there or thereabouts, picking up a big title somewhere. Now, yeah, quick look at Jordi's score. Oh, well, okay, tops.
47. Jordi 132.
He's had a look at Jordi's score, decided that he was on a finish, so I should probably go 14 ball, and then didn't anyway.
Well, 20.
Well, he didn't get near tops. Could be tricky.
On the 4th leg.
Not when you're Adrian Lewis.
Yeah, did the right thing. Stepped across, reset himself. And we've now had 4 breaks in this final match of day 1. Standout performance for you?
It's a tough one, but I think I've probably got to give it... I mean, Stephen Bunting was excellent against Christian Gödel, but I think Chris Dobie was magnificent for a 5-leg spell. He was untouchable. And then he managed to hold off that fight back from Martin Schindler.
Yeah, and he had to show different qualities at the end of the match.
Yeah.
Especially after having suffered a collapse against Joe Cullen.
Yes.
A week ago.
But I have to say, in terms of the game itself, I thought that the Lennon Aspinall one was a standout one. I mean, you weren't sure who was going to win until it was completely over, and you felt like that right the way through the game.
59.
It will be Joe Cullen who takes on the winner of this one, number 7 seed.
It's an interesting clash, that, because I was having a chat with Joe,
140.
who has been extraordinarily consistent on the European Tour, certainly was last year. And I know he was your pick to go and win one of these as perhaps a first-time winner that we might see this year. And that's largely down to you seeing him producing consistent stuff on the European Tour over the last year, 18 months. But
100.
Adrian was in the practice room last week in Leverkusen, and he said, "What seed are you?" I said, "I'm number 7. I was like, how do you get to be? How am I having to qualify for these? You're number 7. How does this work? I'm Adrian Lewis. I'm 2-time world champion. 2-time world champion might have his throw broken for a 3rd time in 3 legs here.
36.
Not yet.
First hold then, if Adrian Lewis can land double 16.
Gauge on the 5th leg, Adrian Lewis.
What was
I think it's
Joe's
yours
response?
Game on.
I think it was just a gentle reminder to Jackpot that they don't give away top seeding positions on the Euro Tour. You have to earn
97.
it. And he was quite willing to take him through week by week of all the runs that he'd had into the final sessions of action
60.
on the European Tour.
Well, we haven't seen the best of Adrian Lewis on the European Tour for some time. We've not seen much of Adrian Lewis on the European Tour, to be honest.
True. Which is a shame. Because when you go and ask darts fans here in Germany, where darts is exploding and has been over the last few years, Adrian Lewis is still very much one of the standard bearers for the game. Still a huge name, an enormous talent, an exciting one that people who may only come to the darts once a year, they want to see him play.
Well, that once used to be the European Championship, didn't it? And Adrian Lewis won that in Germany.
97.
And he's
Obviously
probably in that band of players. Peter Wright nowadays. Simon Whitlock endeared himself to the German crowd by doing the same thing, winning the European Championship the year before.
Well, he's obviously been here with Phil Taylor winning the World Cup on numerous occasions as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, it'd be an interesting lineup for the England team. Won't feature either Phil Taylor or Adrian Lewis.
No, it'll be Rob Cross and somebody else. Right now, it's Chiz, but it could be Wadey. It could be Michael Smith. All to play for.
Lifted his head to Adrian Lewis when Phil Taylor hangs up his darts.
140.
You won't even be Stokes number one.
Hey, Stokes number one, Ian White. Not going to see the 146, and I think Adrian Lewis might just be getting a grip on this game.
Similar shot to that double 10 he had early on.
On the stick leg, Adrian Lewis.
Similar outcome.
Second leg is Adrian to throw first. Game on.
And Adrian Lewis does tighten his grip on the game and moves within 2 legs of that potential grudge match against Joe Cullen.
121.
Well, we saw last weekend in Leverkusen, Adrian Lewis played Richie Edhouse in the first round, and Madhouse was excellent through the opening few legs of the game. And in the end, Adrian had to survive a match dart before he got over the line. And he thought, well, that's maybe his bit of luck. He can go and turn it on now. But he ran into Rob Cross, who was just, I mean, he would have obliterated pretty much anybody in the mood he seemed to be in that day.
Yeah, Lewis knew during that match that there was no way he was going to win it. You could see it was written all over his face because Rob Cross was just phenomenal.
Yeah, he was not missing much. He ended up with an average in excess of 105 in that one, but it was a lot higher for a significant chunk of the game.
And then, of course, got beaten by Richard North in the following round.
Richard North, one of those few players to have a winning record against Rob Cross.
100.
Played 2-1-2, I believe. Oh, can't be done now, but...
Well, it's a Cross-Lewis story that's quite interesting, isn't it? Because when Adrian Lewis did beat Cross at the match play, Rob Cross said to him, "I'm going to take your ranking, pal." And Lewis kind of laughed it off. Well,
60.
He has, and then some.
yeah.
On the
It's a 15 darter and a 5-2 lead, and Adrian Lewis looks to be cruising into the second round to set up a tie with Joe Cullen.
180.
Jordy hasn't lost his magic touch, but it may be too little too late. Second 180 of the match. First since the first visit.
Meeuwisse with his distinctive action hits his own nose with the flight.
140.
Saw Chris Dobie threaten the 9 darter earlier on, went 7 darts into it. Adrian juggling his darts, very nearly chucking it straight into the 60. What a leg.
145.
Well, it could end up being the best leg that we see on the first day of the German Darts Grand Prix, and the best leg, equal best leg that we've seen for some time on the European Tour.
Well, 5 years to be exact.
Game shot on the 8th leg, Meeuwisse. 9th leg is Adrian to throw first.
10 darter, that is magic from Meeuwisse.
140.
At ton 40 for Adrian Lewis on his own throw to start this leg. He will be looking to wrap this up in double quick time and complete the lineup for the second round here in Munich for the German Darts Grand Prix.
52.
We have some mouth-watering games set up already. I am very, very interested
83.
to see Simon Whitlock Keegan-Brown, the master and the former apprentice, going head-to-head. I'm very interested to see if Steve Lennon can conjure up another top-quality display as he takes on the world #1 Michael van Gerwen. Can Josh Payne produce something to derail Peter Wright's campaign?
140.
Kim Huybrecht's Steve West is a game that could catch light. Could Danny Nopper up his levels from the kind of lacklustre display we saw against Krzysztof Ratajski today as he takes on Mensur Suljovic? Mervyn King, Max Hopp, they've got a bit of history.
And it may well be Adrian Lewis against Joe Cullen.
86.
He's poised to set up that tie in the second round. And that
98.
would be one of the standout ties too.
Double 16, the decision for AD. Now double 8.
36.
Quite sure why he went that route. He seemed to be leaving tops at every opportunity for most of the game, but 2 match darts missed. Meeuwisse looking at 112, and it could well go, you know.
Game's on the 9th leg.
This
Jordi
game
Meeuwisse.
ain't over
Jordi
just
to
yet.
throw first. Game on.
Throwing now to force a decider. We've had some nervy
98.
deciding legs this evening. We'll be in the position to see another one, or can Adrian Lewis wrap the match up here?
180.
Not a bad way to go about doing that.
His second maximum of the night, Adrian Lewis.
95.
Now then, jackpot. It was against Adrian Lewis, of course, but the last 9 darter on the Euro Tour was hit. Why do I even mention it? Why do I even mention it?
Well, Adrian Lewis normally supplies a 9 darter around once a year, doesn't he? One in each of the last 2 years in the Premier League. He's had
162.
a couple of 9 darters in the World Championship, including one in the final. The 162 though has got Jordi down to a finish first.
100.
Despite the 5 perfect darts from Adrian. Well, this would be up there. It's not going to happen. Match point Adrian Lewis once more.
No guarantee he gets a match dart here. How about 2? Double 9.
87.
Well, well, well.
Jordi require 46.
Meeuwisse will have 2 darts to take it all the way. Double 10.
Game shot on the 10th.
And we are going all the way once again.
I
said that Adrian Lewis has been for some time, and now more than ever a man under pressure in terms of his general career. He's under pressure in this match right now.
Now, the thing is, Adrian seems to have been in control for so much of this game. Once he finally got that 2-leg advantage, that little spell in the middle where he ended up going 4-2 up and then 5-2, and he just felt that he'd got this and there's going to be enough chances. No, I've missed a couple of match starts, so I'll get some more, and he gets a couple more, and they've gone. And
140.
now, backs to the wall here, because ton 40 for Meeuwisse, and Adrian could somehow snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
140.
Yeah, that 10-dart leg, when it happened, looked like a consolation prize for Jordi Meeuwisse. But Adrian Lewis
137.
managed to fire in a couple of big trebles, but he's not on a finish, and Jordi Meeuwisse will have the first chance to win this match. So a miscalculation from Adrian Lewis?
That is potentially a game-losing mathematical error. And he gone for the 18s there with left 164, something we've seen taken out twice today already. But he left 162, a bogey number, and Jordi Meeuwisse is going to get match darts. And double top to knock out the 2-time world champion. Double 10. That is a magnificent comeback from Jordi Meeuwisse that was kick-started by a 10-dart leg. The man who is plying his trade on the Challenge Tour right now has just knocked Adrian Lewis out from 5-2 down. 10-darter, 15-darter, 15-darter, 12-darter. Magnificent stuff from Jordi Meeuwisse. Yes, he had to survive 4 match darts from Jackpot, but it was magic from Meeuwisse, and he finds himself in the second round to face Joe Cullen. That completes day 1 of the German Darts Grand Prix. Some standout performances, but that one from Meeuwisse, what a way to end the night.
Yes, at the end of the game it was very good, so yeah.
Is Adrian in the meantime a player where everybody knows, okay, we can beat him because he's not that consistent anymore?
Oh, he's our player, so yeah.
Yeah. You're happy, you're happy. We'll see you tomorrow against Joe Cullen. Congratulations. Jordi Meeuwisse, ist einfach nur froh, dass da durchgekommen ist. Toller Erfolg für ihn. Und damit steht er also in der zweiten Runde. Morgen wartet Joe Cullen. Das war's.